Hi everyone, this is a review of the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck by John Holland. This is produced by Hay House. I don't have the box for this deck anymore. I got rid of it when I was cleaning house recently. I just don't need the boxes. They take up a lot of space. I don't store my decks in boxes, so the box has been recycled, so I'm sorry that I don't have that to show you. But this is the guidebook. And like I said, it's a 65 card deck. And it's like the psychic version of a tarot deck. And it's by John Holland. So I'm going to just be honest with you. I hate the artwork in this deck. I was irritated when I purchased this deck because I looked at the artwork. That's the first thing I always look at. I mean, I use tarot because I'm a very visual person and it helps to activate my intuition and my psychic abilities. And when I looked at the artwork in this deck, I just was not feeling it at all. And I was not happy with the deck. And I really didn't even read the guidebook because I just wasn't interested. And I had a lot of other decks I was working with and very excited about. So this deck kind of went by the wayside for most of my pregnancy, and I really just didn't pay attention to it. However, I have been listening to the Hay House Summit for the last few days. And all of the interviews that John Holland has been doing, I've really liked the questions that he's asked and the information that he shared about his work, and so I decided to give the deck another try. Now, typically, like I say when I do my reviews, I like to spend a lot of time with my decks. I have spent time with this deck, I just haven't been working with this deck, so I feel like I'm ready to do a review of it, even though I've really only actively been working with it psychically for the last few days. So as I said, I don't like the artwork at all. I still don't like the artwork. It still irritates me. I really like the guidebook though. And I like the information that he shares, and I like how he has it set up. So he has, and let me just read this too so I won't. He has the 22 major Arcana cards. He's renamed quite a few of them. But they keep the same archetypal energy. Then there are the 36 minor cards. So, let me just read this. The minor Arcana cards are composed of 36 cards that are divided into 4 categories. The physical, or pentacles, emotions, water, mental, air. Well, water would be cups, air would be swords, and spirit would be fire. Each section has 9 cards numbered from 1 to 9. So, that's how he has the minor Arcana cards set up. Then he has the chakra cards instead of any court cards. There's no court cards in this deck. So he has the chakra cards set up, and the meanings for the chakra cards occur at the end, and he has the 7 chakra cards. So this is what the back of the deck looks like, and I actually really like the backing. It's really nice. The major Arcana cards show up with black borders. So, okay, disruption would be the tower. Then you've got the Arcana cards, which the borders match. So, let me just double check, because I do get a little confused. Okay, Spirit is the purple colored border. Water is the green colored border. Red is the earth colored border. And then, let me just find a blue. Here's blue. Blue is air. Yeah, blue is air. See, it's a little confusing. Yeah, he's calling it indigo. So that's how the minor Arcana cards are set up. And I get like, oh, let me show you the chakra cards. My bad. Let me see. The chakra cards have black borders too. Here's the solar plexus chakra, and they have the symbol, the typical yogic symbol for the chakras. Let me just put these away. As you can tell, just like with the Oracle of the Fairy Ring, I have a hard time doing this review because I'm just I don't know, this deck just makes me feel, It's just the way it is, you're just not going to love every deck. But here's the thing. Just like with the Fairy Ring Oracle, this deck is really right on. This morning, the card that I drew on my Facebook page was like right on with the day, the energy, the moon's energy for the day. Just all like right on, just like it like blew me out of the water. I was like, wow, it's really clear when you draw a card what the message is. The guidebook is great, so it's definitely worth a read, especially before working with them with the slightly different setup. It's like it's so close to tarot, but it's just this little bit much off, and so it can be confusing if you're used to the tarot system. So you really need to give the book a read. I really recommend that. But it's very accurate, and it's like really right on. So just the artwork's just not my type of artwork. So let me show you the cards that I like. So out of this giant deck, I only like this many cards. And I don't even really like these cards. They're just okay in my opinion. The rest of them, I don't like at all. This is Firm Foundation, which is 4 Pentacles. Here is the Universe, which would be the world. Mental Conflict, this would be 2 of Swords. I like that it's a really different way of representing the 2 of Swords than we typically see, and yet it still gets the same feeling across. Like you still get that feeling of being torn and trapped by your own mind. Triumph should be the Chariot. Transformation, which would be Death. This would be the 3 of Swords, Heartache and Loss. I don't know why, but I almost always like the representation for the 3 of Swords in every deck. And Temptation, the Devil. I love me some Devil card, as we all know. I always love the Devil card. So I don't really understand why we have to change, why we always have to be changing the traditional names of the major arcana. But I mean, I understand why people do it, and I understand that it works with certain decks, but I think it's really important to have the equal balance of dark and light when you're working with a deck, because we experience that in our own lives. So I don't know why we can't say the Devil card when the Devil card shows up, or the Tower card when the Tower card shows up. But we have to use a lighter, softer word that makes us feel better. I don't always understand that, and I don't always think that those negative cards have to be negative. So, you know, I understand why he changed the names of some of the major arcana, but I guess I'm just griping in general about how we have to change that. I don't think we always need to. As you can tell, I'm just griping because this deck just makes me feel that way. No, but it's very, very accurate, like I said, like right on. And so I have to say that it's a good deck. I mean, it's worth a purchase. It's worth having in your arsenal. It's very accurate, and I have a very dear friend who has really great experience with this deck as well. Even though she's not absolutely in love with the artwork, she doesn't hate the artwork as much as I do, but she has great experience with this deck too. So I think no matter what type of reader you are, it's not just me that ends up saying that this deck is very accurate. It's a really good deck. And I actually really like John Holland. I like the way that he worked out the guidebook. I like the way that he writes things. I think it's clear. And after listening to him through the Hay House Summit, I think I'm going to purchase some of his books and explore that a little bit more. So, the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck is definitely a good deck. It's a great deck. But I'm not recommending it based on the artwork. And I don't really know why I don't like the artwork. You know, the artwork is a really personal thing, and we all know what we like, because you might be watching this and you might absolutely love this artwork. And just like here's Patience, which is Temperance. I don't know why, I just don't like it. This would be 8 of Wands, 8 of Spirit. Accelerated Motion. I just don't like the artwork. I just don't. But it's a really great deck. It's really, really clear and accurate and honest. Here's 0, the Fool, New Beginnings. Makes me want to barf in my mouth. Sorry guys, but it's true. I don't mind 9, Spiritual Strength. That's okay. So here is my ambivalent review of the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. It's definitely worth a purchase if you're a deck collector, or if you're looking for a deck that's accurate and that is easy to read. And if you're just starting out with Oracle decks or Tarot decks, it's a great deck. If you're going to use this as your first Tarot deck, though, I really don't recommend it for that, because it's good for you to know the system of Tarot. and this doesn't follow it faithfully, and that's perfectly fine. But if you don't know the system of tarot yet, you might want to use a more truer tarot deck, just to get used to the system. And then this is a great deck that's supplemental to that, and it is an oracle deck. I mean, that's what he calls it, the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. So it's great for oracle work, and it is great as a tarot deck, but it's very different. Some of the things are very different from tarot, so just be aware of that. It's not straight up Rider-Waite-Smith style. So thank you all for watching and listening to me ramble about this deck, because it makes me ramble. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.